Mawlana Sheikh, he was in his mission all the time. And his mission, it was to save as much as people from the hand of shaitan. Yani he was all the time opening his house, his table, his food, his heart, his family for people that they come. And we've been receiving guests all our life. We are trying to be humble as much as we can, because in tasawwuf, it is not presenting yourself, it is only showing the present of Allah Almighty and present of Rasul Allah and the present of your master. So below that, it is like you be worker. So this is the idea about tasawwuf. Alhamdulillah, we are the son of Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, and we are four children of Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, and my mother Haja Amina, that she is the mother of all of us. We call her Haja Anne. That means she is the mother of the Murids also. So this is her title. So when the wife of the master, she will be the mother of whole Murid. So they used to call her Haja Anne. And my mother, she have 5 kids. And number 1, it was Haja Naziha. She is the wife of Sheikh Hisham, and she is in America. And after that, we have my brother, Sheikh Muhammed, and he is the Sheikh, the successor of Mawlana Sheikh, and the new master of Tariqa Naqshbandiya. And after him, there was one sister called Khadija, that she passed away at the age of 2.5, very, very young. And after her, I am the number 3 child of Mawlana Sheikh, that I born in 1963, and I born in 14th of June. That's, I am Gemini, very, very Gemini. And after me, there is my younger sister, Hajarukiya, that she is now in Lefke, that she is, we call her the successor of my mother, Haja Anne, that she was long years with my mother. And this is like our family structure. We, all of us, born in Damascus, Shamu Sharif, we call it Shamu Sharif. And we, all of us, born Jabal Qasyun, that mountain of Qasyun. And this is holy mountain that being Habil and Kabil, that Habil being killed by Kabil there. This is the mountain, and there was a maqam for them, and see the mountain was dropping, crying tears. It is there all the time, this mountain having tears dropping, and they call it the tears of the mountain, because this is the first crime happening in the history. Damascus, it is my birthplace, and all my mother family that was there. Actually, my father family that was in Cyprus. So when grandfather passed away, my father, he was not married yet. And for grandmother, when she passed away in Istanbul, and we've been very small those days. Yeah. Maybe we've been 1 year, 2 years old, I think. So Mawlana Sheikh, he was only one in Damascus as his family. My mother family, she have one sister and have two brothers, and we have the grandfather and the grandmother, that they are my mother, father and mother. So we have like a small community that we have different childhood. Like it was really nice childhood. That was a street. There's nothing else.
You were a bit?
I was a little bit naughty boy in my childhood. I didn't like to stay at home, so I was all the time in the street, playing with the gang in the street, all children. So we've been like 6, 7 years old children, and it was fun. It was like releasing energy. We've been playing football. I was playing. It was, yeah, I was active. I was active. I was running. Never, I was never walk. I was all the time running, and all my feet. It was having a lot of damages also because of running. You see my ear? So he was like normal father, also giving us the good way and teaching us the bad way. So he was treating us as the father. So he was not only Sheikh, he was our father, he was our Sheikh, he was our master. So the main point here, it was my mother. So my mother, she was teaching us to look for our father as not as ordinary father. She was telling you have to be careful. He is your father, but at the same time, he is your master. At the same time, he is your sheikh. So be aware about how you deal with him. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, I never come like this with my father. I never shout on my father. I never come angry on my father. I never make any misbehavior to my father. Alhamdulillah, this is I'm proud to say this. I have my teenage, I have my young age, I have my grown-up age, I have my idea, I have this. So when Maulana Sheikh say no, say okay. If it's no, it's no. Finish. Never argue, never fight, never not listening to him or not obeying him. I was trying to obey him as much as I can. Alhamdulillah, I done. Until now, I done. We being kids, and the kids, they are all the time naughty. I was naughty boy, by the way. My mother, she was having patient for 1 year patient. Exactly. If in 1 year I was doing everything, but after in 1 year she was beating me so nicely. Very good. And this, when she hit me, I was 1 year okay. So it was taking 1 year of the value of beating. But it was until 11. After that, Alhamdulillah, we've been okay. But in the meantime, Maulana Sheikh, he was having the grand Sheikh, Maulana Sheikh Abdullah, that he was in our concept as a grandfather. So we call him
MashaAllah.
Sheikh today. That means a grand Sheikh.
جذرتي وراء بيتهم نيجوا عقار حول ثم بالهداية تصحوا في الله. أو كفار نجوا دان يروج سنوج كفار الحرشنا ديال عدم أجي وسيلة خرب إن نحن هرب إذا أدرب لسنخ إذا أدرب سيد بكرت الله. ولا يكسر زوجي من زوجي
And I have every morning we used to have a chicken in the house, and every morning I take the fresh egg to Grand Sheikh. I was listening for the chicken. It was upstairs. So when the chicken say kut kut kutak, I run upstairs and I see the egg, fresh egg. I take it, and my mother said, "Where are you going?" I say, "I'm going for Grand Sheikh." Running. All my life I was running. I was not walking. I take the egg for Grand Sheikh, and Grand Sheikh, this is fresh egg. He break it and put it in the glass and drink it fresh.
MashaAllah.
Say, it is very fresh, this one, very good. And he was giving me 10 kurush. That means 10 cents or something like this. So this was my salary every morning. I go and take my salary from Grand Sheikh. And in the afternoon, Asr time, Grand Sheikh, he was sitting for tea. It was like afternoon tea, 5 o'clock tea, as the English they say. So I was also waiting for that moment. And immediately when I realized that moment, I ran again to Grand Sheikh, and I'll sit next to him in the table all the time. And he was putting for him tea, and he was putting for me tea. So I was looking for him how he is drinking the tea. So he have the teaspoon, and he take a little bit honey and put in his mouth. But before put the honey in his mouth, he put it in the tea to make it melt. And then he put it in his mouth, and then he drink the tea after it. So I was copying him exactly. I was taking a little bit of honey, put it in the hot tea, and put it in my mouth, and then I drink the tea. Say, Grand Sheikh said, "Oh, mashallah, mashallah, who teach you this one to drink like this?" You Sheikh Dede, you Sheikh Dede. I was telling him like this. So this is one of chapter of my favorite childhood. Normally, when we been child, Mawlana Sheikh, he was in duty all the time. So as staying with us, it was like not as every father staying at house. Let's say father work from 8 to 5, or he have work and he come. No, it was like Grand Sheikh, he was sending him abroad. He was sending him to Lebanon, he was sending him to Jordan, he was sending him to Iraq, he was sending him to some areas in Syria, and he was sending him to Cyprus. So he was all the time outdoor. So normally he come with a big bag.
Uh-huh.
Yani, like sometime it is have some dresses, sometime it is have some interesting things, like radio with tape. Sometimes it is kind of toys. Sometimes, yeah, whatever the people they be giving him as a present, he was bringing home. So we've been very happy to have this present. Plus, my mother, she was taking many of this clothes and dresses for our nephews in Damascus. So she was giving everyone, every family present. So it was not only us, the one that we've been having benefit from the present, also the family of my mother also, they was having from this presents. We have our zikr in Jabal Qasyun in the Mosque of Grand Sheikh every Friday after Asr until Maghrib. So it was like taking about 2 hours. And then we have food. And the food, it was one of the selection. And we have Uncle Abu Abdullah. That's been, he was one of the murid of Mawlana Sheikh Abdullah. He is animal merchant. So he was coming every Friday for zikr. And then if Mawlana Sheikh, he is there, he tell him, tomorrow you are invited to my house for dinner. So we all, the murid, go for his house, and he was making us very beautiful, lovely food. And his house, it was in the middle of Damascus, area called Maidan. This is very old street, very old area. And with this area, there was so many of Ahlul Bayt graveyard. All the children of the prophets, they've been buried there. And plus, next to it is Bilal al-Habashi, also Maqam is there. So it is this area, it is holy area, by the way. But it is like old houses. It is small roads. But when you enter the houses, it's Arabic houses, so huge houses. So we've been having very nice dinner, and he used to give me also 10 lira, 10 pound. Oh, I was like, wow, it is so nice for me. So I was very happy with that money. Spending, 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 never finishing.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
During the time of Grand Sheikh, he was present him as his successor.
Okay.
So it was no need to say, oh, here I am the new Sheikh. No, it was automatically there.
MashaAllah.
So Mawlana Sheikh, he was sitting already in this maqam, in this duty. He was knowing the value of his master. So if you know the value of your master, you behave in good behavior. So he was all the time serious with his master, and even the master, he was having a lot of sense of humor. But Mawlana Sheikh, when they joke together, it was very how to say, joke, but not going out of manner.
Okay.
So it was the relation master and teacher. So never come, oh, you're master, but you're my friend. No, he never done this. I have one conversation, but it is not the one I know. I heard it, but it has been said by somebody, and it is very, 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 very important conversation that you will like it. Grand Sheikh, he was an educated person. Mawlana Sheikh, he was a university educated person, that we are talking about 40s. So imagine somebody, he is a chemical engineer and he is graduated from university in 40s. This is like, wow. Because those days, Somebody have said it. Today it's ordinarius professor. Yeah, this is no doubt.
Yes.
Plus, Mawlana Sheikh, he was having education of Islam, all the Islamic law, Sharia, fiqh, and Nahu, and Arabic grammar. All this he was really being studied from the good teachers, very good teachers, that they are specialists. And in that geography, it was the best of the best. And Mawlana Sheikh, he was a student of them. So when he came to Grand Sheikh, the Grand Sheikh, he was telling him, Nazım Effendi, he was calling him Nazım Effendi. Nazım Effendi, I am an uneducated person, he was telling him, Grand Sheikh. You are educated person, and you are high education. You know, sometimes maybe I make mistake by my sohba or my thing. So please, you correct me. He was telling him. And you know what Mawlana Sheikh Nazim answer was? He said to him, we are here to learn from you, master. We are not here to correct you.
MashaAllah.
See, this is that, like the highest delicacy can be given to your master, you know.
MashaAllah.
So this is one of my favorite conversation with Grand Sheikh and Mawlana Sheikh. Yes, we've been in Cyprus, and Mawlana Sheikh, he was in Cyprus. So we've been in another city or village, and he was in the capital. So the news of Grand Sheikh that he passed away, it came. And from Cyprus to Damascus or to Beirut, there was one flight. From Cyprus to Damascus, it was one flight a month. But for Beirut, it was one flight a day. Every day they have one flight. So Mawlana Sheikh, he catch the flight that goes to Beirut. And when he went to Beirut, he couldn't find anybody to receive him because everybody went to Damascus for the funeral. So Mawlana Sheikh, he have to take taxi. And in the way from Beirut to Damascus, it's about 100 kilometers of the way. But because it's have mountain and it's like taking few hours. Mawlana Sheikh, the taxi been broken in the road. So he couldn't reach the funeral that it should be at Zuhur time. So hardly he managed to be in Asr time in the funeral. So when he went to the funeral, they say, we are waiting for you, Mawlana Sheikh. So they've been waiting for Mawlana Sheikh. And Mawlana Sheikh Abdullah, he been buried in his mosque. He have a small mosque, masjid. They bury him there. He take everybody out of the mosque. He say, I have a special conversation with Mawlana Sheikh. All of you leave. They left. So they've been waiting outside of the mosque. He was with him 45 minutes alone with the Grand Sheikh. When the Grand Sheikh he finished his duty from him, he opened the door and said, now we can bury the Grand Sheikh. All of them, they've been crying. Mawlana Sheikh, he was smiling and laughing. He was happy. And they say, why? We are all of us crying for Mawlana Sheikh and you are happy? I say, you have to see the receiving that been received to Grand Sheikh. You cannot be sad for his receiving. He was received as a king coming to the heaven. So
MashaAllah.
that's why I'm happy for his receiving. And I see his receiving, and now it is time for him to be buried. So this is a small part of the funeral of Grand Sheikh also.
Gitti. Ya hafifledi gitti abdestten. Olur. Gittiğimiz yerde mesleği var. Git sana da yetişir.
After the Grand Sheikh passed away, so this is a tradition when your master passed away and you carrying his duty, so you have to have seclusion. So in 74 he have seclusion with my mom, and we've been really, and I was with Sheikh Adnan rahmatullah alayh together in Tripoli. So we've been kids those days. I was like 11, going visiting them and coming visiting them every day, almost going visiting them, but they was never speaking and never talking. It was very exciting how they've been very silent, because we've been sitting outside their room waiting for them, and still no noise, and like small boy bored looking up, cannot see your father. So that was one of the only seclusion I see Mawlana Sheikh. We've been so young those days, because he stopped going Hajj in 1973. So I was 10. But he was having 27 Hajj before he stopped. So normally our real together with Mawlana was after 80s. Before 80s, it was hard. So was I was teenager, so I have to immigrate to Lebanon, so to continue my study and to continue my ideas as a work also, because Syria those days, it was under the hegemony of socialist government. So to make business or to establish things, it was not easy. So Lebanon, it was more liberal. So we went to Lebanon, me and my brother. So my brother actually, he studied Sharia. He studied Sharia, but after that he went to Lebanon, and he continued also studying, but mainly we went to business side. So the working, it was more in our life. But after that, my brother, he have early marriage, and his wife, first wife, she passed away, and it was dramatic things. So he have the second marriage, it was from Istanbul. But in the meantime, we left Lebanon, me and my brother, we have together a business. So we sold our business, and Mawlana Sheikh ordered us to go out of Lebanon. So we went out of Lebanon in early 80s. Early 80s, then we've been together with Mawlana Sheikh. But Mawlana Sheikh, even those, he was all the time going out of Cyprus. So England, it was his main place of Mawlana Sheikh. That England, it was like London, it was the capital of the world. So everybody is coming there. Even so many Argentinian brothers, they accept Islam in London. Yeah. Mawlana Sheikh, he was in his mission all the time. And his mission, it was to bring as much as people and to save as much as people from the hand of Shaitan, Satanas. Yani he was all the time opening his house, his table, his food, his heart, his family for people that they come. And we've been receiving guests all our life.
سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين الفاتحة.
His worries, mainly it was about the people. His worries about how to save these people from the hand of Shaitan. His worries it about how to fix these people to be a good one. His worries it was just, that was his worries. Then he was not worries about how to eat, how to drink, how to live. No, it was say, Allah Almighty will never leave us without eating, drinking. Everybody have his own that Allah Almighty. But as I say, his worries was, how can I fix these people? That was mission and worries. Yani Mawlana Sheikh, he was pure for his Lord. So we didn't see that he have activity like, if we tell him you play tennis, he will say no, for example. Or you like to play chess, he will say no, for example. That's why he was purely, he didn't like to separate his heart for dunya hobbies. So he was mainly for Mawla, that's mean with Allah Almighty. So anything, it is his. Yani Mawlana Sheikh, he was good writer, and he was in love of book. So if we put it like this, his hobby it was to read books. Yani he was in love of books. So whatever book he find, he was collecting. So yani he was mainly for book. Searching. He was searching, and he was finding so many treasure from the books also. So his activity and hobby is reading book, let's say like this. Mawlana Sheikh, with the money, he was not good friend. So many people, they bring zakat, they bring hadiyah, they bring gift, they bring. So Mawlana Sheikh, he was accepting. He was not saying no. I tell you about my father. My father family, it was from big family in Cyprus and very wealthy family is his origin. So when he met up with the Grand Sheikh, he was going for maqam and he was making dua. So people, they was putting money in his hand because he's Darwish, Sheikh, and when he was making dua, people, put some money in the hand. And Mawlana Sheikh start to make dua like this, close hand. Because, these people, they didn't used to take money from people from nothing. So, and Grand Sheikh tell him, Nazım Efendi, you open your hand because people have to give. And he said, you have two hands. One you hand, people put here, and other people take from here. So his system, it was, after that, his hand is open. Who put, he put. Who take, he take. He doesn't count and he doesn't care whatever coming and whatever going. So this was the system of Mawlana Sheikh, that he have a book. His book, it was written just keeping. He was writing, I give for this 300, I give for this 1,000, I give for this 10,000. So he was just writing the giving one. The one coming inside, he was not writing, only writing the going out. So he was all the
MashaAllah.
time like this. Whatever coming to his, he give it away. So that's why so many people asking, did Mawlana Sheikh left any inheritors to you? And our answer was, no, Mawlana Sheikh, he didn't give us any material inheritance, no money, no land, no houses, no nothing. But he gave us the biggest inheritance, that he inherit us the murids that he was collecting by himself, that around the world. So we say we have very big family that Mawlana Sheikh, he give to us. So this, we are not asking from people, we are trying to give for people, because Mawlana Sheikh, my father, teach us to be a giver, not to taker. So whatever it's come to us also, we just turn it and give it to who in need, or who is asking, or what kind of service we like to do. Totally free. Totally free. Mawlana Sheikh, actually, he was very democrat. Yani he was giving you the totally freedom that you do what you like. So Mawlana Sheikh, normally he was really democrat as a behavior.
And Allah Almighty always sending His divinely people with divinely powers to change everything on earth. Therefore I am looking to Him. He is one of them.
There was interesting things about Mawlana Sheikh. Mawlana Sheikh, he cut off the speaking to us like 10 days before he go to hospital, before we put him in hospital. And that was a hard time. So we've been thinking, he will be able to continue or not to continue. But in our belief that he will continue, because we've been so sure. And my brother, he was coming from Istanbul, and he was also there, and then he have to go back to Istanbul. When he go back, he salute my father, and my father, he went from up down and sent him to the car. And normally Mawlana was telling him, we see you next time. So like, but my brother, he tell me, my father, he didn't say anything. He just give me his hand. I kiss his hand, and he turned. And it was very sad moment for me. This is my brother telling me. So when Mawlana Sheikh went to hospital, we've been about 18 days in the hospital, 18 days. The last day, we've been walking in the hospital garden just to release the stress and things like this. And me and my brother, normally we walk 10 people together. But that night, me and him only, not anybody else. I say, yo, Shaykh Mehmet, I feel very sad in one point. Say, I accepted that Allah Almighty will take the soul, and we, all of us, we will be following. It is not, but the thing that make me sad is I am not having proper goodbye to my father. Then my brother, he tell me, you know, I have the same feeling that we don't have the proper goodbye, and we don't have the proper salam, say, oh, okay, now we accept Allah Almighty, whatever He is saying. We finished the walk, and then I went to take wudu. Mehmet Nazım, he pushed the door of the toilet and said, Baba, my grandfather, wake up, because he was conscious. Wow, I was washing my right feet, immediately I wash left feet, and I run. I run in the elevator, I find my brother. Say, what happened? He said, very good news, your father wake up. That's good news, alhamdulillah. Now, so we can go home, we can go. We feel very high morale. That's it. We will take Mawlana Sheikh home. We went to his room, we find him really wake up. But because he have the ventilator in his mouth, because helping him to breathe, say, Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi. Say, and he was answering by blinking his eyes. He blinked his eyes, Alaikum Salam. I told him, you've been having long journey and you come for us. And he blinked his eyes. And then he said, I say, Inshallah, we will be together. And he blinked his eyes. I say, behind me, my brother, Shaykh Mehmet also, he blinked his eyes. And before he blinked, my brother come, he was like this. So, and he lift his arm and give his arm for me to kiss his hand, like this. And the doctor was next to say, this is miracle, this is impossible. Is somebody to bring his arm in this situation and make you to kiss his arm. So I was kissing his arm, kissing it. And then I say, my brother, and he lift his arm to my brother also. And behind it was Nabil also. Everybody, and it was, this is like our goodbye. And in the morning, second day, he just departed. I was telling to my brother, look, he listened to us and he come back and he make a proper goodbye because he was delicate person. He was so beautiful that he hear us and he asked from Allah Almighty to bring his soul back and to be making proper goodbye. And it was the best moment in our life. by the way, we have a few things happening on those days. So I was like the speaker on behalf of Mawlana Sheikh. So I was making people to calm down. I was speaking for people to obey Sheikh Muhammad, and I was behind Sheikh Muhammad, like to say, this is our master, this is Mawlana Sheikh, he left him for us, and Sheikh Muhammad, he was not speaking anything. And I was like being giving to speak, and I know that it was from my father that he make me to speak of behalf of him, because the saint, they are alive. They are alive. So they are alive and they can control you and they can make you to speak whatever they want. And we have period about 40 days that I was speaking and speaking and speaking. Finally, I was saying, we have to do a book about this speech, and with Ayberk Effendi, we make a book called Legacy of Mawlana Sheikh Nazim. This is quite, because we have also some argument and we have some fight in those days. So we make this book just to put the things on writing also. It is called Legacy of Mawlana. Yeah, I see my father in a dream, and I will tell you a funny dream about when I see Mawlana Sheikh. I was sitting with him in a big hall, and we've been laughing, having good time, and Mawlana Sheikh laughing, I am laughing. It was like conversation going on. And then I realized, oh, Mawlana Sheikh alive? I said, how come? I think Mawlana Sheikh, he is not alive. He passed away. And I start to cry in the dream. And Mawlana Sheikh, he looked at me and he zapped me for another dream that nothing to do with his dream. He threw me away from his dream. Did you hear such a dream? It was interesting dream of Mawlana Sheikh zapping me from another dream, saying, send him away. We don't want somebody crying here.
لأولنا وآخرنا وآية منك وارزقنا وأنت خير الرازقين الله الله الله.
Mawlana, he is all the time giving advice to be a good one. So this is, he say, if you be good one, everything will be turned to be good for you. So this is how we are trying to keep up and teaching people and teaching our children and to be a good one. How much we can be a good, that will be a good things for us. So this is how we are doing. Yani, I think this is the best advice actually. Because if he say, oh my son, I advise you to work too much and to make too much money, it is not advice. Or I want you to work and be so powerful, that's also not advice. Good one, it is advice, because you will be in front of your Lord Allah Almighty, a good one, and in front of people, the people say, oh look, this one, he is a good one. So this is his advice. I think this is more than advice even. Alhamdulillah, we are keeping this one as today also. Like we are 4 brothers and sisters now, 2 sisters, 2 brothers, that we trying to keep up the legacy of Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, to keep up the tariqah, running because at the moment Tariqa Naqshbandiya Aliyah become very wide. It's touching every country. We don't know the amount. Yani we don't know the amount, but it's quite large amount. And at least we knock the door for all the murids, say, look, we are here, we still continuing our legacy, continuing our duty as Mawlana Sheikh Nazim, he is present. So this is one chapter of our life that been fast and very quickly going on.
Small bag, I am taking and putting around myself APO plants and to be a green oasis. If anyone through deserts, they are fed up from deserts and tired, and they press people to come and to rest. A free rest place. That is my effort on nothing else.
And he is going to send to you who should be able to collect not your bodies, physical bodies. It is nothing. It is not important to collect your hearts. To collect your hearts, that is important. Only Evliyas, they may collect. How Sahaba, they were doctors, or they were carrying golden, they were carrying dollars or marks with them when they are getting out from Medina Munawwara, min Ard al-Hijaz, through east and west. They were giving money. What they were giving? They were giving from their love. And people running to love. People run to love. Without love, you can't follow anyone. And those they are fighting in our days that if anyone carrying from divinely love through their hearts, they are saying that is enemy. This is out of Islam. They are out of Islam. They are imprisoning people. Imprisoning people. You can't reach to them when you are going saying, this side haram, this side bid'ah, this side shirk, that side kufr. You can't move. If we are coming like this, not bid'ah, coming like this, shirk, coming like that, haram, kufr, where we are going? No mind people that Italy there was another 1 minute.
Actually, Mawlana Sheikh, he informed about this pandemic before he left. And he was saying it will come from China and it will come from the bat and it will be distributing in the world and it will be happening. This he informed all this before he passed away. Yani there is the videos exactly saying today. Yani, but I'm also wondering what he will be reaction, like living in it. So, but normally before this one, he was all the time telling the murids, stay at your home, Your home is the safe area. Don't try to go out. Don't try to do night clubbing or something like this. Be a good one. Behave as a good servant. So he was all the time saying to people, especially don't go at night. And now everybody at home.
حبيب رب العالمين المصطفى لا إله إلا الله 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله.
This is my brother, my father, and me. I think my age here about 6 or 5. This is me and my father in Cyprus also. He give me instruction and I'm listening. Young boy. This one, my mother, my father, and my son Mehmet Nazım, and my younger son Nefi, and my daughter Nurbano, she's in my arm. In my house, Amagusta. This is in Lefka. My father, he give his turban to my mom. Here, in the wedding of daughter of Sultan Aslan Shah, brother, the Raja Ashman, sister, she's her wedding. My father, he was the honor guest for them in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Kuala Kansar. This is Malaysia also, in Palace of the Sultan. My father also guest honor. Next to him, they take him for his seat as a guest of honor. And behind him is my mother.
Thank you so much for your time. So
Thank you.
inshallah, this
Thank
will
you.
be
Thank you so
very,
much.
very nice for.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.